Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to Centurion's review, the punk rock band of wargame review institutions. This is Fistful of Miniatures, a set of rules for resolution of battles with fantasy and historical figures by Jason Grailwitz, and looks like the publisher is North Shore Press. I have an armor rule book called Fistful of Toes, which sounds similar to the title for this, but I don't believe it's from the same company. I think that one might be from a different author and a different publishing company, but I could be wrong. I haven't looked through that one in a while. That's buried somewhere in the garage since moving. But let's take a look through this and see what this is about. Fistful of Miniatures is a fast-playing set of miniature rules for beginners and veterans alike. Whether you have 100 figures or 10,000, a Fistful of Miniatures can handle it. Indeed, a Fistful of Miniatures is something for everyone. And for the first-time gamer, an entire section devoted to getting started and how to organize an army to make a battlefield. So this is not a skirmish game, really. Sounds like this is more of a army game, which is cool, too. Alright, let's see what's in here. So this is actually for 15s. That's cool. But there's no reason you couldn't use it with 25s or 28s. You might have to change the distances or something a little bit, but I don't see any reason why you couldn't. So it's got an introduction and history. Basically a history of 15mm fantasy armies, it looks like. And now it's showing different troop types like heavy, and showing that they have plate mail and chain mail, and lighter troops have leather and so forth. And it's showing the morale grades. You have elite, regular, and poor. Alright, and here's preparing for battle. So it's going over building an army and army lists and stuff. Alright, here's the turn sequence. So you got an initiative phase, then a charge phase, movement phase, missile fire phase, melee phase, and rally phase. So what's interesting about that is charge comes before movement. So if you move, like, let's say within a few inches of the enemy, that's your full movement, you can't do a charge then. A lot of ancient rule sets I've played, they'd had some where, like, let's say you had an 8-inch move, but you'd have 10 inches charge move or something. So this is interesting to do the charge before the movement. So if you move close, it gives the enemy a chance to move away, which is good if they're using like skirmishers or something, or light troops. Alright, so it's going into different phases in more detail. Oh, and here's your point cost by stand. Alright, let me pull those out. And it's going over how to resolve melee combat here. And got leaders and wizards, and going over dragons and giants, and talking about flank and rear attacks here. So it looks so far kind of like a standard rule set you would use with a medieval army or an ancient army. Obviously the wizards and stuff make it different, but looks like it's loosely based on how you would do those two types of armies. Alright, and here it's going over the troop types. Oh, this is cool. Designer notes, or why it is the way it is. Surprised it's in the middle of the book. Usually something like that's at the back, but that's okay. Oh, I guess it's because this is the appendix is starting here. It looks like the rules are really short, so you should be able to get into this pretty easily. Alright, Appendix 2. I told you with 25mm tables. To use this with 25mm figures, simply increase all movement speeds and missile fire ranges by 50%. See, told you. Alright, that's cool. Alright, looks like you have some advanced rules here. And here's the turn sequence in more detail. And a little cheat sheet on the back here. And here it had some handouts to give to each player. Here's the turn sequence in more detail. It's got one for each player. And on the back it's got the cheat sheet here. This one looks like it has a little more stuff. Or is it? Oh, this one has a cheat sheet too, which has a turn sequence, movement rates, morale, missile fire table, melee, leader movement, and terrain. And here's another cheat sheet, or So you got 3 of them, actually. That's a good idea. Anyhow, this looks simple. I haven't tried it yet. It looks simple, and it looks like it would be decent for if you're doing fantasy armies. Looks like it's got the bare bones of what you need, so that's cool. Anyhow, just wanted to show you guys this. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please click like on it, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this channel, and as always, have a good evening.